Thank you for joining me today to discuss how to prioritize your tasks. If you have not yet watched my video on first assessing the situation so that you can determine how to prioritize, then check the link below in the description. In this video today, we are going to cover the questions to ask when it's decision-making time. So you've assessed the situation and now you need to decide, okay, I have those assessment answers, so what next step do I take? Well, the first question is, what is the revenue value of each completed item? Ooh, I listed that first because some companies make their decisions based on this. Doesn't mean it's the correct question. That's up to your company. So you can have this conversation with your supervisor. But some companies do make choices based on which client or which project will bring in the higher amount of revenue. So if your company does this, they should actually base their decision on the profit and not just the revenue. But once again, check with your supervisor to see if this is a question that should be asked. Next question to help you make the decision is, what greater good will come from completion? So in other words, will the completion of this particular task directly benefit thousands of people or hundreds of people or one? So you can base your decision about a priority on this question. So you can decide if the level of impact should be a factor in which task you complete and which task you don't. Another question to ask would be, will a client, a customer, a colleague, or someone directly involved experience a negative consequence if a particular task is not completed? Because then you can rank the consequences based on severity. So, for example, will somebody die? Will somebody lose custody of a child, of a loved one? Will there be a loss of the home? Will somebody be thrown into financial hardship? Will somebody lose a client? Will there be a strained relationship, some kind of embarrassment? Will the boss gripe at you? So you can see how there are different levels of negative consequences. So if there's not an obvious date, if your company does not filter based on profit, then a question can be, in addition to what is the level of impact, it can be what is going to be the impact of negative consequences in order of severity. Another question to ask is, what is the estimated amount of time needed to complete each one of these tasks? Because if all of these tasks seem to be truly equal after analyzing and going through all of the assessment questions and decision-making questions, then you can determine if it's best to finish one really lengthy task and get that one done, or is it better to finish multiple less time-consuming ones? If you are unsure how to triage all of these questions and requests that come in, then this is an important conversation to have with your colleagues, with your team, and with your supervisor, because everyone who is involved with these various tasks and projects should be in agreement about the definition of a priority and how to rate the level of importance and how to determine the choices to make. Next time, in the next video, we will take a look at how to prevent this decision crunch from even happening in the first place.